Welcome back to Thermal Mermaid, and today's episode is going to focus on label making, and specifically how to print your barcodes onto your labels yourself so that you can add your DIY handcrafted soap and cosmetics as your own Amazon brand if you sell on Amazon. Or this can get you one step closer to have your own soap business accepted in grocery stores. Now, once you get to a certain level in your soap making business, you'll eventually need barcodes, and I'm going to show you the absolutely easiest way to get these embedded into your labels yourself. And this is especially good if you're not yet ordering thousands of labels from a professional company, but you're making everything yourself. So if you need just a few hundred at a time, then this is for you. Now, the following tutorial that you're about to see can be found in Lesson 8.4 in the Thermal Mermaid Crafters Community Soap Making Course and Resources. So when you hear references to supplemental material, links, access to software, those are all located on the page in Lesson 8.4, not under this video here, but there's still plenty of great info in this video about barcodes and how to use them. So if you're not a member, still stay tuned for information that will get you started in learning how to label at a more professional level. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And you're always welcome to come over to our Facebook group to meet up and check out what's going on with everyday soap makers all around the world. Now, before I start, I just wanted to take a moment to let you guys know that last month I created the first issue of Soapcraft magazine. Now, this is a full color 45-page magazine that features cosmetic recipes. They include lotions, sugar scrubs, soap recipes, lip balms, all the same stuff that you'd find over in the Thermal Mermaid Crafters community. And all the recipes that I've made, I've also documented along with the additional articles for some extra tips on our DIY craft. Now, I plan on putting out 4 of these this year. And of course, a physical copy of Soapcraft magazine with full color photos and documenting each recipe is available on Amazon right now, and the link to this is below this video. But a digital copy of this magazine is always available for free to the members at Thermal Mermaid. So if you are watching this and you're already one of our members in the community, you do not ever need to pay for this magazine. You just simply go over to the link on your members dashboard and you click on Soapcraft magazine. Select the issue that you would like to read. So far we have our first one up, and you can instantly start browsing this publication. Now, each one of these recipes will also be featured in the recipe directory with a full video tutorial also. But this project here was a tremendous amount of work, so those videos will follow up soon. So if you haven't yet noticed that feature in your dashboard, then that is already there and it's ready for you to browse and do a little bit of extra leisure reading whenever you like. Okay, so with that, let's get on to the tutorial on barcodes in your soap and cosmetic business. Well, here you've made it to lesson 8.4, where we will discuss barcodes. Now, there may come a time in your business that you want to sell your product to retail stores or on a website platform that requires barcodes. Now, for most soap makers, if your selling market is a farmer's market, a flea market, if you're on your own website, if you're using eBay, or if you sell here on our services at Thermal Mermaid, you do not need a barcode to list or sell any of your items. And if you're just starting out, you may not even be thinking about barcodes on your labels, and there's no legal requirement in any of the 50 states that says that you have to have a barcode on your products. Now, I don't know of any regions or countries in regard to laws that state that you have to have a barcode outside the United States. These are the types of things that change over time, so if you are in another country, just make sure you know if this is a requirement for you. But regardless, whether or not you live in the United States or outside the United States, the way you get a barcode is the same, and you purchase the barcodes from the same location. So the information in this tutorial applies to anyone, regardless from where you are watching this. Now, below this video are additional videos that explain what a barcode is and how you acquire them. So I'm not going to go into that information here, but be sure to watch those videos below if you're just starting to learn about barcodes in general. What I am going to describe here is how your barcodes apply to your soap and cosmetic business, and what you need if you plan on selling your handmade work on an Amazon store, a local grocery store, and how to incorporate those barcodes into your custom-made labels that you can create with your own logo with the software on the Thermal Mermaid dashboard in the Thermal Mermaid Label Creator. So for those of you who are more advanced and you're already into your own business and you're ready to start sending your line item sheets to local retail stores, or you're trying to get your brand into the local grocery store, or if you're trying to establish a brand on Amazon as your own retail store, then you can't get into those places without barcodes on all of your labels. So if you're ready to step up your business, this is something that you eventually have to do. So a barcode on your product in the USA has in the past been called a UPC number, and outside the US it's been called an EAN number. And now these two terms are starting to be universally called a GTIN number. The standard way to purchase your barcode is through a company called GS1, which in the past they used to sell barcodes, but now they rent the numbers, so those can eventually be recycled to use again someday when the owner of the code stops renting it for their product. You do have to pay an annual fee to keep your number active. So there's more information that you can find out about acquiring those numbers over at the GS1 website, which you'll find the link below to that resource as you scroll down this page. Now there's a lengthy history behind this. You can learn all about that in the supplemental videos on this page. What's important to know is that as of right now, you don't have to go through GS1 to rent your codes. What you can do is you can go through a third-party barcode company and you can outright buy those barcodes and you can get around that rental situation. You can even get them for much, much cheaper. In the past, I've only bought barcodes. I did not go through GS1 and everything worked out just fine. There are perfectly fine, reputable, third-party wholesale barcode companies out there. You can still use them. There's only one caveat about this, and that is they have to be reputable. And they have to be a third-party reseller that is already well known for selling perfectly good UPC numbers, because you can get scammed and you can buy sort of bogus numbers out there. There are plenty that are out there. I've personally never been scammed. I've only used reputable third-party platforms in the past, but I have heard about this, and I have seen on message boards in the past when I've done my own research that people do get scammed, so it does exist. And also, I've heard just recently, after 2019, that Amazon sellers that have purchased perfectly fine barcodes from third-party resellers are still having trouble with their listings. Sometimes they get rejected. Amazon will go ahead and ask them to provide additional information that the thing that they're selling actually belongs to them. So this could be more of a hassle moving forward. Again, I don't know too much about having problems this way because in the past, I've never had any of these problems. But my gut feeling is that moving forward in the retail world in general, it's going to end up being more and more of a hassle using the third-party barcodes. I don't know why it has to be this way, but to stay ahead of the curve, the only company that I'm recommending that you get your barcodes from is GS1, and then you pay the full cost of what they're charging for the barcodes, and you go along with their sort of rental system that they have. Again, third-party platforms, if they're reputable, you can use this. This is there's nothing illegal about it. It's a legitimate way to get your barcodes if your barcodes are real, and I've never had a problem doing that. The whole reason I'm not recommending any third-party platforms here is because I haven't bought any third-party barcodes recently, so some of my information might be outdated. And also, moving forward, like I said, this is probably going to be phased out. So you want to start from the very beginning of doing things the way that you should be doing them. I'll tell you that there's nothing worse than having to start an inventory count all over again. I know that from experience, from decades of having my own retail store with a building full of thousands and thousands of children's clothes where every color and size has a unique code, and then your main computer crashes and all of your inventory is on it. So your barcodes are not just something that recognizes you in the retail store, but they're also the way that you keep inventory of your own product. And let me tell you, this is a job you only want to do once. So do it right the first time, and it will save you a hassle in the long run. So this leads me to explaining what you actually need when you are creating a barcode. So how this works is every item that you sell needs its own unique barcode. And this is so you and any store that you sell to can keep a specific inventory of your product, of your product's type, and of your product size or the volume that each individual bottle contains. So let's say that you sell a line of luscious body butters for your summer collection. Every different type of body butter is going to need its own barcode. So your strawberry cheesecake body butter needs a barcode, and your chocolate chip cookie body butter needs its own barcode. And then your pomelo watermelon body butter will need its own barcode. So great. You're following me? That's 3 barcodes so far. But now wait, your 4-ounce strawberry cheesecake body butter will need a barcode, and your 8-ounce one will need a different barcode, and your 12-ounce one, that one will need its own unique barcode. So if you have 3 different fragrances and each fragrant comes in 3 different sizes, that's 9 unique barcodes for 9 possible combinations of your one fabulous body butter recipe. And if you turn around and sell these in a 3-pack, then that 3-pack will need its very own barcode. Now, keep in mind, not every single item needs a unique barcode. It's every variation of an item that you sell needs its own unique barcode. So every single 4-ounce chocolate chip cookie body butter, that has the same barcode. But when you change the size or the fragrance, then you have a different product and you need a different barcode. And this will allow you to keep a full inventory of all of your stock in every size, in every color, in every version that you have. Now, when you purchase your barcodes, you'll be given a master sheet or a master list that will be given to you by the company that sells it to you. So your barcode is a 12-digit number, and then once you receive this list of numbers, you assign any one of these 12-digit numbers to any of your products only once. Once you assign your barcode to the product type, that's it. You cannot reassign the same number to any of your other products. That number will be the unique number used to recognize that product for every retail product all over the world of the same type, weight, size, color, version, however you have assigned it. So if you sell that one item to your local grocery store and you sell that same one thing on Amazon, anyone can use this barcode to find the exact same version of the exact same item in any retail store location that has ever carried it anywhere in the world. That's how it's supposed to work anyway. So you kind of see why you want to get your numbers squared away from a legitimate source, and you don't want to use the numbers from a shady source that may already be registered somewhere else. So once you have your barcodes, you want to assign each number to your product type and size, and you want to keep a master spreadsheet of all of this information. Don't lose it, because you're going to most likely need to look back and reference it again in your business. Now let's look at how we get this barcode onto our own custom label. Let's take a look inside the label creator and put a barcode into a label that I'm working on right now. Here you can see that I've developed this long cigar label that's going to be used to wrap a bar of soap. I've already created the design, and when I wrap this bar of soap, I want my label to be seen on the front, and then I want my ingredients to be seen on the back, and underneath the box with my ingredients, I want to place my own barcode. So I'm going to go over here and click on this Elements tab. And right here where it says bar/QR code, click on this and type the number of the barcode that you want on your label. Of course, this number will be on your master sheet. And then you're going to click Create Barcode. Once we click, here's your barcode, and then you can place this anywhere on your label. Now, this doesn't have to be on a cigar label, it can be on any type of label you choose. Just be aware that when you're working on this canvas, the label that you've chosen to work on, the size, is blown up so that you can see it. So if your actual label is only 2 inches across, keep that in mind when you're sizing this label down. Your barcode doesn't have to be any special standard size, but it does have to be legible, and you have to make sure that when you print your file, the stripes and the white spaces are clearly defined. They can't bleed into each other. So if you have a poor quality print, then you're going to need a larger barcode. And if you have one of those laser sharp photo printers, which any of even the base model Canon printers are known for, then you can make that barcode smaller if it prints clearly. And that is it. It's just that simple. Now, if you do need to know more about barcodes, and what they are and how to get them and all that, then those details are available to you, be sure to watch the supplementary material here on the page in lesson 8.4. And these are other resources that I have found on the internet. They're posted publicly in other places, and I will provide the links if you for the resources for these if you want to know more about the people who created these videos. The link here will take you directly to the Global Authority on Acquiring Barcodes. This is GS1, the only one that I can really recommend in good faith. And this is the place where you would have to rent those. So this is a little bit more costly. So if you're looking to sort of penny pinch and pay attention to your budget, then keep looking and, do your due diligence on finding things that could save you some money if that's the route you want to go, but you'll have to do a little more research. Now also, I just want to point out, you can also generate a QR code. This is a different type of a barcode. This is a two-dimensional type of code, and that's how you can use both numbers and letters. And the reason why it's considered two-dimensional is you can read this by clicking on it both sideways and vertically and horizontally. So it doesn't matter how you snap a picture of it from your phone. And these codes hold information just like the barcodes for both numbers and letters. And what this can do is this can be used to take people directly to your website. This is not the same as a UPC code, so at this time I don't believe they're interchangeable. But what you can do to use this code is if you have a website and you want to put that QR code onto your labels. So for example, you can type in here thermalmermaid.com and click, boom, you have a QR code. Now if I were to put this onto any one of my labels or any printable material, like your line item sheet, like any advertisement or marketing information that you might create, then your customer can just take a photo of this on their phone, and then it will directly take them to your website without ever typing in your website address. Okay guys, those are both two new features that are available to you. You can start using them today on the label creator in Thermal Mermaid, and I hope you have fun with this feature. If you have any questions or comments specifically about barcodes, anything that's being updated as time goes on, rules that have changed, any additional information that you would like to add that you may know about barcodes, or if you specifically want to ask questions about this feature on this software, please go ahead and leave that in the forum link, and that link to the discussion is located just below this video as it is placed on the course page. If you're watching this from another location, you will not have that in front of you. You'll have to go over and log into your dashboard and then view it from lesson 8.4 on the page so that you can get access to all the written material, the links, and the supplemental videos.